We'll chant mantras from mantra number 12. Swarge loke na bhayam kinchanasti na tatratvam na jaraya bibheti ubhe tirtva shanaya pipase shokatigo modate swargaloke satvamagnim swargyamadheshu mrityo prabruhitam shraddadhanaya mahyam Swargaloka amrutatvam bhajante etadvitiyena vrane varena prate bravimi tadume nibodha swargamagnim nachiketa prajanan Anantalokaptimatho pratishtham Viddhi tvametam nihitam guhayam Lokadimagnim tamuvacha tasmai Ya ishtaka yavatirva yathava Sachapi tat pratyavadat yathoktam Athasya mrityu punareva hatushtaha Tamabravit priyamano mahatma Varam tave hadya dadami bhuyah Tavaiva namna bhavitayam agnihi Shrinkam chemam aneka rupam grahana So in the first boon, Nachiketa asks for peace and freedom from all anger for his father. And Yamraji grants that boon. In the second boon, Nachiketa asks for the yajna by which person can go to Swarga. Because Swarga is a place where there is no fear of death also, there is no fear of disease, old age, and one becomes free of hunger and thirst. Means there is no pain, but there is only pleasure. It's a place where one experiences pleasure. So Yamraji tells him about this Agni, the Yajna, and he tells him the details like how one should perform it. So Nachiketa repeats whatever he heard. So Yamraji was very pleased with him, and he gave him one extra boon, that this will be named after you. And he also gave him a necklace, or you can say he told him some more, more yajnas by which one can experience or attain some variety of results. As I said, this yajna can be performed outside also, grossly, but one can also meditate on the truth which is indicated through this yajna. So this fire what Yamraji is talking about can be kindled outside, but can be recognized in the cave of one's own heart. Shankaracharya ji calls it the Virat, the Supreme Purusha, the universal person who is there in our own heart. So when we meditate on that Supreme, considering it as the very substratum of this world and also substratum of all the other worlds, then it gives rise to other result. One goes to higher world, or one experiences subtler level of one's own consciousness, you can say. One evolves spiritually. So there are various types of sadhana which we do. One is which is based on action. So karma yoga or the various types of rituals, they are based on the actions we can perform. Then there are sadhanas which, along with the actions, we can also have some attitude or superimpose some idea or image. So that becomes upasana. When we perform action with a particular attitude, for example, if we take a bath in the river, it is just a bath. But if we consider it as a holy river, superimpose the idea of divinity on that river, then it becomes upasana. If you just throw a flower on a stone, then it is just an action. But if you offer the flower on that image, considering it as divine, then it becomes upasana. So the same action becomes more sublime depending on our attitude and knowledge. So here Yamrajji not only told Nachiketa about the normal yajna, fire sacrifice by which one gains punya and can go to Swarga, but he also mentions about knowing it and meditating on it, which leads to higher world. Not only after death, but one can attain it while alive. In the state of meditation, one can identify with higher and higher world which are there within us only. So that supreme reality, Brahma, can be recognized in our own heart. But before we attain that, one can reach various levels in our spiritual growth. So those various levels are like different worlds. So there is the world of the Creator. It's called Brahmalok. Then there is the world of Virat, the cosmic person. Within that are those various other worlds like Swarga and other worlds are there. So here Yamrajji is telling Nachiketa, if you meditate on this, if you know this Agni, you will reach this world which is beyond even the hold of Yamrajji, beyond Mrityu. So that is what now he is telling Nachiketa, the importance and the glory of this fire or glory of this Virat Purush. He tells in the following verse 17. Trinachiketasтрibhiretya sandhim. Loudly. Trinachiketasтрibhiretya sandhim. Trikarma kruttarati janma mrityu. Brahma-jatnyam devamidyam viditva. Nichayye mam shantimatyantameti. Trinachiketasтрibhiretya sandhim. Trikarma kruttarati janma mrityu. Brahma-jatnyam devamidyam viditva. Yamrajji says, those who perform this Nachiketa Yajna, he had already given the boon that it will be named after you. So Yamraj is the first one to really name it after him only. Calls it Nachiketa Yajna. Even now, this Yajna is called Nachiketa Yajna. So Nachiketas Tribhir Etya Sandhem, Trinachiketas Tribhir Etya Sandhem. Yamraji says those who perform this Nachiketa Yajna for 3 times, thrice, and those who are associated, united with 3, Tribhir Etya Sandhem. So what 3? Shankaracharya ji writes in his commentary that 3 influences in our life, that is of our father, mother and teacher. So one who performs this yajna along with the knowledge or samskar he has gained, he or she has gained from his own parents and from the teacher, then the yajna becomes more effective. So 3 times yajna with the samskar of father, mother and the teacher. So if mother is our first teacher, then we learn from our father and thereafter we learn from our acharya. So their influence in our life really makes our personality complete. These 3 can also mean the 3 pramanas which help us to gain knowledge. See, this I am referring to Shankaracharya's commentary. So these 3 pramanas which we gain knowledge is called Pratyaksha, Anuman and Shabda Pramana. We gain knowledge by these 3 main means. So one who has gained enough knowledge, proper knowledge through these 3 means. Pratyaksha means through our senses we gain knowledge of the world. Sound, taste, touch, etc. Then the second way of gaining knowledge is through inference. It's called Anuman. These are the main worldly ways of gaining knowledge. Pratyaksha and Anuman, inference. But one more way is there, and that is called Shabda Praman or Shastra Praman, with the help of the scriptures. Scriptures give us that knowledge which one may not have seen directly, and one may not infer it also very easily. So that knowledge is given by the scriptures. So one who has gained knowledge through Pratyaksha, Anuman and the scriptures, and then perform this yajna. Again, these 3 also mean the 3 types of scriptures, that is Shruti, Smriti, and through the wise people. Those are called the various darshanas which we have. So the Shruti, Smriti and the darshanas, the philosophies, through that also one gain knowledge. So one who has been associated with these 3 and one who performed this Nachiketa Yajna 3 times and one who has done 3 types of karma, 3 karma krita. These are all conditions. It is not very easy to go to Swarga. We have to fulfill all these conditions. So 3 types of karma one who has performed. Those 3 types of karma, again Shankaracharya ji mentions, it's like yajna, dana and swadhyaya. Yajna, various types of pujas and sacrifices which we do in the name of God. Then dana, sharing our wealth with the world. And swadhyaya, study of the scriptures, regular study of the scriptures. one who has performed these three types of karma, one who has performed three times the Nachiketa yajna, and one who is associated by the three. When what happens to them? Yamraji says, Tarati Janma Mrityu. They transcend the cycle of birth and death. They go to Swarga. They attain Swarga, wherein there is no fear of death, therefore there is no birth. So they transcend it and they reach that state. So this is when we perform that yajna as a ritual. But Yamraji tells us one more thing, that one who knows this and meditates on it, Brahma-jajñam deva-medyam viditva nichaya imam shantim atyantam eti. Those who understand this yajna, those who understand this fire as existing in the cave of their own heart, those who meditate on the subtler aspect of this fire, which is that Virat, means those who meditate on that Virat Purush in their own heart and understand that Virat as Brahma-jajñam, as born from that Brahma, born from that supreme reality, expression of that supreme, who is most worshipful, Devam Idyam. Idyam means most worshipful. So one who meditates and understands that Virat in his own heart, that person transcends even Swarga. So this is what in our scriptures they call the Krama Mukti. When we perform a ritual with the attitude of gaining punya, we acquire punya. But when we perform that ritual with nishkam bhavana, without having any expectation, or when we meditate on the implied or significance of that ritual in our own heart, then we transcend both pap as well as punya. It's a higher type of sadhana, which is indicated in this verse by our Yamraji. Our Yamraji we say, because he is our son. Everyone is connected to Yamraji. So Brahma-jajñam deva-medyam viditva nichaya imam shantim atyantam eti. Having realized this Virat in our own heart, having meditated on that God who is expressing as this whole world as existing in our own heart. In Bhagavad Gita also, Bhagavan tells Arjuna that I reside in everyone's heart. Ishvara sarva bhutanam riddeshe Arjuna tishtati. Ishvara resides in everyone's heart. So one way of worshipping God is by going to the temple or imagining God in a murti and worshipping. But a higher way of worshipping God is to recognizing God in our own heart. That is the higher way. Otherwise, it is just a mere ritual which we perform and we will acquire punya. So Yamraji is saying that if you perform that Nachiketa yajna outwardly with all the invoking the fire and putting the bricks properly and chanting the mantra and offering the ahutis, then you will acquire punya and that person will go to Swarga. But if you understand Brahma-jajñam, this Virat which is born from Brahma, from that pure consciousness alone, the Brahmaji, the creator, was born, and from Brahmaji, the Virat also was born. Means first the subtle world was born, then the gross world was born. And that consciousness identifying with the subtle world is called Brahmaji or Hiranyagarbha. And the consciousness identifying with the gross physical world is called Virat. So here, this Agni is Virat Roop. So when we meditate on this and identify with this Virat, then we transcend the Svargalok also and reach the lok of that Virat, or we reach Brahmalok. So that is what Yamrajji says, Shantim Atyantam Eti. Such a seeker attains supreme peace. This is not the ultimate state of moksha, but this is in between. It's called Krama Mukti. It's Mukti in stage. One person was in jail. This is a joke, huh? And that fellow became sick. He had some appendix problem. So he was operated, appendix was removed. Then again some other problem, some other organ was removed. Again some problem, some third organ was removed. So someone said that he is trying to escape in stages. So this is also like Krama Mukti. We don't gain that state of enlightenment directly, but through this upasana, we reach the Brahmalok, the world of the Creator. The world of the Creator is nothing but cosmic intelligence. We identify now we are identifying with our own limited mind. But through this sadhana, we will be able to identify with the cosmic mind. When one identifies with the cosmic mind, get totally tuned with it, consider that as one's own self, that is like reaching Brahmalok. One can reach through sadhana here and now, or when the body is dropped, one reaches that state. It's like, to give an example of our computer world. When I have my computer and it is not connected to the internet, then it is only in this limited world. But when it gets connected to the internet, it is identified with the cosmic world, WWW. Similarly, now when one is attached to the body, attached to our mind, we are identified with our limited mind. But our mind is part of the cosmic mind. So when we meditate, what happens? The division or the difference between my mind and the cosmic mind disappears, and I identify with the total mind, and that state is called reaching that Brahmalok. One experiences supreme peace, freedom from all sorrow, all pain, and supreme peace. And that is what Shantim Atyantam Eti. So supreme peace. For example, our ocean, when you are looking at only one wave, the wave behaves in a different way, very chanchal, very restless. But if you go to the very depth of that ocean, you will find the waters absolutely still. It is the same water, the same material which makes the depth of the ocean, same material is making the top of the wave also. But the top wave is very restless. Deep within, it is very calm and peaceful. Our mind at a superficial level is very restless. But if you go deeper and deeper, it is more and more silent, more and more peaceful. And at the deeper level, it is identified with the total mind. And that is what is said to be as reaching that Brahmalok. Just as if you look at the mountains, on the peak, when you look from the top, all the mountain peaks appeared separate. But as you go down, you will find all the mountains are connected. I hope you understand what I am saying. So, here Yamrajji is pointing out to Nachiketa that yajna which one can do in one's own heart. Meditate on that supreme Purusha, Virat. And once we understand and meditate, we will be able to identify with it and attain supreme peace. So Brahmajatnyam Deva Idyam Viditva, having known this Virat, which is born from Brahma, which is most worshipful, having known this and having identified with this, he says, Shantim Atyantameti, one acquires supreme peace. Even if we don't know all the technical details, even if we don't know the name and all those things, in simple words, if the more deeper we go into our own personality, more peaceful it is. More away from our own center we go, more restless we are. Like the three gunas. The effect of tamogun is maximum in the outer layers. But as you go inside, the rajogun you will find. As you go deeper, the sattva gun we will find. Deeper and deeper level, we will find the expression of sattva gun. That sattvic avastha of our mind itself is like Brahmalok. So Nachiketa, you will attain that Brahmalok if you meditate on this Agni as that Virat. So Nichaya imam shantim atyantam eti, and you will attain supreme peace. Further, Yamrajji says this is the extra knowledge he gives to Nachiketa. Nachiketa had asked only about Swarga, but here he is talking about that Upasana which can lead one to Brahmalok also. He says, Trinachiketasтрayame viditva ya evam vidvanschinute nachiketam samrityupashan purata pranodya shokatigo modate swargaloke Trinachiketasтрayame viditva He repeats the thought. He says, Trinachiketaha trayametad viditva, having known. He says, those who know this Trinachiketa, this yajna, which is Nachiketa yajna, one who has performed it 3 times, and who knows the significance of this yajna and the technical details, like the number of bricks which we have to lay, the type of bricks, and etc. So the 3 types of information regarding this yajna, and one who knows the significance, the essential meaning of this yajna. Ya evam vidvan chinute nachiketam, having known this properly, one who performs this yajna externally, or one who meditates on the significance of this yajna in his own heart, one who meditates, what happens? Sap mrityu pashan purata pranodya. He says that person becomes free from the jaws of death. Purataha. Purataha means before the body drops off, while alive. So here he is not talking about that Swarga which one goes after we die. Here he is talking about the Swarga which we can reach while we are alive. As I said, the meaning of that word Swarga also means going towards ourself. Swa means self. Ga means to go. So Swarga means going towards our own self. The deeper we go towards ourselves, the more peaceful we are. Just as if you see the fan also when it moves, if you look at the at the blade, at the outer level, it is moving very fast. But if you go at the center, you find it's more and more steady, and exactly at the central point, it is absolutely still. Yeah. Similarly, the more outer we are, the more restless, the more deeper towards our own self we move, the more silent. So here, Yamraj is telling Nachiketa to do this yajna in this way. He says, those who understand this, sam mrityu pashan puratah pranodya, here itself, before the body falls off, transcends death. Not only that, shokadigo modate swargaloke, goes beyond sorrow, beyond grief, and modate swargaloke, and reaches swargalok before death. Reaches swargalok before the body is dropped off. Reaches swargalok which is within us, not the external swargalok, that is also there. But one reaches that swargalok which is here, within us. See, that which is outside is within, that which is in the macrocosm is in the microcosm also. Yatha pinde tatha brahmande. So Swarga is described outside also as a world, but it is within us as a spiritual level of experience. Loka means lokyate iti loka. That which is experienced is called loka. So it is a world of experience. Just as when we go to sleep, we dream and we create our own world and experience it. Two people dreaming differently, they experience different world. Millions of types of worlds are there depending on millions of types of dreams. But similarly, when we go within, we experience deeper level of our own being. So there is a level within us which is free from grief, free from pain, free from fear, and we can reach it through sadhana, through upasana. So sam mrityu pashan puratah pranodya, that person goes, transcends death here and now, before the body falls off. Shokatigo, and becomes free of all sorrow. Modate swargaloke, and rejoices in the swargalok while alive. So modate swargaloke. So this is a special thing, secret thing, which Yamaraj tells Nachiketa as his special, what you call, disciple. He gives him this special knowledge. So thus, these two boons were given to Nachiketa. One is for his father and another about this Swarga. So now Yamraj, he asked Nachiketa to ask for this third boon. The next verse. Eshategnir Nachiketa Swargyo Yamavranitha dvitiyena varena etamagnim tavaiva pravakshanti janasaha tritiyam varam nachiketo vranishva Eshategnir Nachiketa Swargyo. So Yamraj says that Eshate Agnihi, this is the Agni which you had asked. One is the gross outer meaning of that term Agni, and another is that it is that Virat. One is to do the physical action of the ritual, another is we can meditate on it. See, there are many mantras in our scriptures With the help of those mantras, we can do ritual, and with the help of those mantras, we can meditate. For example, the famous Purusha Suktam. Purusha Suktam is a mantra which is found, sukta, which is found in all the 4 Vedas. And we can use that in our ritual. When we do Abhishek, we chant Purusha Suktam. But it has got deep meaning. So we can just use that mantra to meditate on that significance of what is given in it. And that will help us to progress further in our spiritual sadhana. So here Yamrajji told Nachiketa about this Agni. So Eshate Agnihi Nachiketa Swargyo, the Swarga Agni which leads to Swarga. He Nachiketa Yama Brunitha Dvitiyena Varena. He reminds Nachiketa that this is the second boon which you had asked, and I have told you about this. So 2 boons, as I promised, I have given you. And also the extra boon which he had given, that Etam Agnim Tavaiva Pravakshanti Janasaha, that people will name this as Nachiketa Agni. It will be named after you. Just as nowadays we name roads after some people and all. Sometimes it becomes difficult. Only one road is there and 2 politicians are there whose name you have to give. So sometimes they divide the road. Either inke naam se road. This much is Mahatma Gandhi Road. From here it is Nehru Road. But road is one only. And sometimes we then short form बना देते उसका, MG Road वगैरह. So here the Agni is named after Nachiketa. So now he is saying, Tritiyam Varam Nachiketo Vranishva. You ask for the 3rd boon. Because unless you ask for the 3rd boon, my promise will not become complete. So you ask for the 3rd boon. Tritiyam Varam Nachiketo Vranishva. So now Nachiketa is asking for the 3rd boon. This is the most beautiful mantra and a beautiful boon which he is asking. See, one should be ready. We never know when Bhagwan will come and ask for something. If we are not ready, we will ask silly things. I must have told this before, one story. So before we go to the 3rd boon, let me tell the story. So there was this great bhakta of Lord Shiva, and constantly used to chant Bhagwan's name, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. But he also had the habit of eating tambaku. And he used to apply some chuna and some, I don't know what they do, and he used to eat that. ऐसे ऐसे करके उन लोग मसल के खा लेते हैं. So one day he was sitting, and whenever he used to sit or alone or when he was free from work, he used to take Bhagwan's name. And this was not work, it was happening automatically. So Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. So he took some tambaku, and then he was looking for the chuna. He had so many pockets, so he did not know exactly where the chuna is. Every day he used to keep in the same pocket, but search the other pockets first. Chuna kahan gaya? Om Namah Shivaya, chuna kahan? Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. And before he could search for chuna, suddenly Bhagwan appeared in front of him. Lord Shiva thought that let me just go to my devotee. So he appeared. So he asked him, okay, I am very pleased with your devotion. You asked, what you want? He said, thoda chuna de do. Bhagwan chuna laga ke chale gaye. So if one is not ready, one may ask whatever comes first in our mind. Or if what we want is not really deep within. Many times we ask people, what do you want in life? We don't know. I have never thought about it. I don't know. That means we have not really thought about it. We are just living our life thoughtlessly. Whatever comes, fine. But Nachiketa had thought deeply. So when he got this opportunity, when Yamaraj asked him, so he asked for this. When he asked for what is most important. So that now we'll see mantra number 20. Ye yam prete vichikitsa manushe astityeke nayam astiti chaike etad vidyam anusishtastvayaham varaణam esha varastritiyah eyam prete vichikitsa manushe asti teke nayam astiti chaike. His question is, he wants this answer to this question as his boon, third boon. He says, Yeyam prete vichikitsa manushe. Among human beings, we don't know about animals and all, only human beings are thinking and they have this intellect, they inquire. So among human beings there is this doubt, vichikitsa, they have this doubt. They keep inquiring, but they come up with no answers. What is the doubt? Ki yeyam prete, that when a person dies, preta, when a person dies. Preta means one who has prakarshena itaha, one who has gone very well. In fact, in all languages we use this term. That means somewhere we know that something other than the body exists. We say dead and gone. He is dead and gone. Gone means he was there here in this body, now he is somewhere else. So preta also, that meaning is similar, that one who has gone. So yeyam prete vichikitsa manushe. So there is this great doubt. Though we use this term dead and gone, he is existing somewhere, and we always give some benefit of doubt that Kailash gaye hai, Vaikunta, Vaikuntavashi or Kailas Vashi, we say that he is residing in Kailash, but we never know where he is residing, whether he is really gone to Kailash or somewhere else. So there is this great doubt, which is a greatest mystery on earth. Among human beings. Animals, they don't think, so it is not a mystery for them. It is just history for us. But for human being, it is a great mystery. We see others dying. We see people taking birth. We see people dying. But we don't know what is death. So the question is that what exactly happens when a person dies? So, ye yam prete vichikitsa manushe. There are different thoughts about it among humans. He says, asti iti eke. Some say that something remains. Some soul, some self, some reality remains even after death. But some other thinkers, they say nothing remains. Na ayam asti iti cha eke. That everything is physical. Even if you just look at it from the materialistic standpoint, the body, the mind, everything is matter only. And just this matter is there which is alive, we don't know how it is alive. Maybe it is also an expression of matter. According to the scientist, even life is expression of matter only. Whatever we say, DNA, RNA and whatever, it is all matter. The matter arranged in a particular way expresses as life. It has got its own intelligence, which is also material. It has got its own data which it stores. Everything is matter only. Just like our phone or a watch and all, it's everything material. But it thinks as though things, like my watch, it thinks, it gives me exact time. It tells me which day of the week it is, what time it is, what month it is. So it has got some, it appears as though it has got some intelligence, but all its intelligence is artificial. Nowadays they talk about, yes, artificial intelligence. So according to the material scientists, our body, our mind, our personality, everything is made up of matter. That matter itself evolved, and matter started expressing, matter itself became aware and started multiplying. That itself we call life. So once a person dies, once this body is dropped, once that matter gets disintegrated, that personality also gets disintegrated. It's no more there. It appeared in a particular form, but it will never again be in that form. And that we see in the material world. Suppose a house is there, it has got its own personality. Ancient houses, they have their own personality, but once it is dismantled and brought down and you build another building on top, that house which was there before, it's no more there. That personality is no more there. You cannot say it exists somewhere. दूसरे घर में चले गया है उसकी आत्मा, कोई नहीं है वहाँ पर. That is one type of thinking which people have, that there is no life after death, there is no reality remains once we die. But at the same time there are others who say, no, we are not all matter. There's something different from matter. There's something much subtler is there, which exists even when the body dies. And here Nachiketa is talking about even the death of our ego. Because Swarga also he believed is there. He asked for that boon also. So Nachiketa is not asking about ordinary death also. Ordinary death also we have this doubt, but even when our mind, when we transcend our mind, when we transcend the ego, when the ego also dies, is there something which remains, or is it nothing is there? So according to his own understanding, he had framed this question. Later on we will see in the other chapter that Nachiketa reframes this same question in a most beautiful way. But here as a child, in a simple way, he had framed this question that when a person dies, there is this great doubt. Some say he or she, we can't say the gender also, and some say nothing is there. So, asti iti eke, na ayam asti iti eke. Nothing exists. And always we talk about death as something happening to some other person. Nobody has experienced death. Because if you have experienced that, then you are still alive. Then who has experienced that? So nobody has experienced death. They might have experienced the dropping of the body. That means he is still there. So asti iti eke na ayam asti iti cha eke etad vidyam anushishtas tvayaham. I want to know about this secret of death. Whether something remains or nothing remains. And we will find that later on from the answers which Yamrajji gives, and also from the reframing of this question, that Nachiketa was not asking about the jiva. He is not asking about the mind, the intellect. He is asking about that supreme self, whether it is or it is not. So, etad vidyam anushishtas tvayaham. I want to know about this. I want to learn this about this from you. I would like you to teach me about this. And varanam esha varastratiyaha. And this is the third boon which I want to ask. So this is a very famous question, and it is question about the Supreme Self, whether it is or it is not. question itself comes up in various ways in our life. Some people ask instead of self, they ask about God. Some say that He is, some say He is not. Many people believe that God is, and many believe that God is not. So this question is about the Supreme Self. So when he asked this question, Yamaraj did not reply immediately. Because this is a very subtle question and it can be understood, comprehended only by those who have the proper qualification and the proper jidnyasa, thirst to know, and the qualification. So Yamaraj wanted to test his student. So the following mantras are nothing but test. What you call entrance test. So this test is there. So let us see. Devairatrapi vichikitsitam pura nahi suvidneyamanureš dharma anyam varam nachiketo vrinishva mamo parotsirati masrujenam devairatrapi vichikitsitam pura nahi suvidneyam anyam varam nachiketo vrinishva. Yamaraj says that it is very easy to ask the question, but one should have the capacity to understand the answer. So he says that this is a very difficult question and difficult doubt which people have, and even the devatas they have. Even devatas, devairatrapi vichikitsitam pura, they have also thought about it and they have also doubted this in the olden times. Even the devatas, they don't have this knowledge. See, devatas are also higher beings. They might be staying in Swarga. They have attained that Swarga lok because of their own punya karma. So they are also higher beings. But what exactly happens when we transcend the mind, the intellect, our personality? Do we exist or we don't exist? They also don't know. So devairatrapi vichikitsitam pura, they have also thought about it and not comprehended. It is said that only for a human being it becomes easy. Even if one goes to Devalok, if one goes to Swargalok, in Swargalok we cannot gain this self-knowledge because it's a world of pleasure, and when one is involved with pleasure, there is no time for this self-knowledge. Even in Naraklok one cannot gain this knowledge. With all the pain and getting boiled in the oil, refined oil they use. So getting boiled in the oil, one will not have that desire to gain self-knowledge. One will only say that to thoda sa fat kam istemal karo. But self-knowledge, it's not possible. So it is possible in a human birth, and that too if we have the qualification like Vivek, Vairagya, Shamdamadi, Shat Sampatti, Mumukshutvam, all these qualities if we have, and if that desire comes in our mind, if we strive, we will be able to gain this knowledge. So Yamaraj says that even devatas find it so difficult. So devairatrapi vichikitsitam pura nahi suvidneyam anuresha dharma. It is not easily graspable. It is most subtle. The topic is very, very subtle. It cannot be comprehended very easily. So even Devtas found it difficult. So I don't think you will be able to comprehend it. So hey Nachiketa, Anyam Varam Nachiketa Vranishva, you ask for some other boon. Don't force me to tell about this. You ask for some other boon. This is a test, to find out whether he has got that jidnyasa. Jidnyasa is thirst for knowledge. Never to give up till we gain that knowledge. Jidnyasa is not curiosity. People have curiosity. They have inquisitiveness. Jidnyasa is a different thing altogether. It is not curiosity. Curiosity just want to know, अरे कहाँ जा रहे हो? क्या है हाथ में? All this inquisitiveness or curiosity. And when it is not satisfied also, we then change the topic. Jidnyasa is a thirst to know which is so deep, it's like one doesn't give it up till it is realized. So he wanted to test this. So Anyam Varam Nachiketo Vranishva, you ask for some other boon. Ma mo parotsihi atima shrujayanam, don't force me to give this boon. Because I have to give you a boon, but don't force me to give you this particular boon. Just drop this idea. Forget about it. Don't do it. Even in our world, there are great Mahatmas. The first thing they do is discourage the disciples. Even Swami, our Pujya Gurudev, went to Swami Taponji Maharaj from Rishikesh, from Shivananji's ashram. He went to Taponji Maharaj to learn this Brahma-vidya. And Taponji Maharaj sent him back. He said, किसने भेजा है यहाँ क्यों आए हो? He said, Shivananji Maharaj has sent me. He said, where is the... He had given me some chitti, so where is the chitti? He had lost it somewhere. He says, go back. So again he went back to Shivananji, took the letter, went to Taponji Maharaj. He said, okay, I will accept you as my disciple, but under one condition. I will teach you once. And any time I will ask you what I have taught. And you should be able to tell me. If you fail to repeat what I taught you, the very next moment you will have to go back. Very strict. And lucky for us also, that Gurudev passed the test and he learned. I read about in some book, there were some Mahatmas, whenever people used to approach them, they used to throw stones on them. In one book I read, stone throwing Mahatma. So one person wanted to learn, so he kept on approaching that and he kept on throwing stone. But he discovered that he was not aiming at him. He was throwing the stone either closer by or away from him. So he continued walking. And he reached that Mahatma. And he said, please, I have come here to learn from you. He said, I was throwing stone, why didn't you go away? He said, I knew you were not intending to hit me, so I want to learn. So he learned from him. So here also Nachiketa, as a, Yamraji as a great teacher, he wants to test him. So he says, please don't force me to give this Vardhan. But Nachiketa is not an ordinary student. He will not give up so easily. So he says in the next verse, Devairatrapi vichikitsitam kila Tvam cha mrityo yanna suvidneyamatha Vakta chasya tvagdraganyo na labhyah Nanyo varastulya etasya kaschita Devairatrapi vichikitsitam kila Tvam cha mrityo yanna suvidneyamatha Uh, So Nachiketa, when he was told that even the Devtas find it very difficult to comprehend, instead of getting dejected, he became more enthusiastic. He said, even the Devtas find it difficult. And from this he came to know that Yamraja knows about it. So he became more interested. He says, if they also find it difficult, then definitely I want to know about it. So devaihi atrapi vichikitsitam kila, they also had a doubt and they also find it difficult. Tvam cha mrityo yanna suvidneyam atta. You only told that it is, they could not find the answer to it. Even after great inquiry, the Devtas also did not find it very easy to comprehend it. So then definitely I want to learn about it. I want to know about it. So here we also come to know the greatness of this knowledge. Through the story of Nachiketa, we come to know the importance, greatness of this self-knowledge. It is so great that we can't imagine. It is the thing, it is the knowledge which will release us from all our limitation. Even to comprehend, to understand the greatness is very difficult. It's like a person, ignorant person is given a diamond, he will not understand the value of it. He will think, koi pattar hai, ye ho hai. Similarly, one doesn't comprehend the importance of this self-knowledge. So Nachiketa says, even Devtas find it difficult to understand, then I want to know about it. And who can find a greater Vakta, greater teacher than you? Vakta cha asya tvak drag anyona labhyaha. I have got this opportunity, and from your words, I know that you know about it. And this is a great opportunity. Who will find a greater teacher than you? As Yamraji, he is the Lord of Death. He knows all the secrets of death. He knows what has happened before death, after death. So I will not find a greater teacher than you. So Vakta cha asya tvak drag anyo na labhyaha. He says, na anyaha varastulya etasya kaschita. So I don't want to ask anything, any other boon other than this. I don't think any other boon can be compared to this boon. And this was there in Nachiketa's mind probably. Therefore, in first two boons, he asked for other things, but here he is asking for this self-knowledge very clearly. And he doesn't want to give up. So when he was told that Devtas also find it difficult, he said, yes, tab to I want to get it. See, there are different types of people. Some people actually, same thing can deject one type of people, and same thing can encourage the other type. There are some people, even by the thought of obstacle, they give up. But there are some other people who, seeing the obstacle, they get more enthusiastic, more charged up. So Nachiketa was like that. He had come all the way to death, not to return without taking this boon. So when Yamraj is told this, he was not satisfied. Then Yamraj thought, maybe probably Nachiketa doesn't know what other boon I can offer him. He is a little boy, he doesn't know what I can offer. If I can tell, then maybe he will change his mind. And really speaking, the thing which Yamraj offers, anybody means without that qualification of Nachiketa would have jumped over this. Acha, forget our self-knowledge, ye de do mere ko. So he is saying what he has to offer. Shatayusha putra pautran vranishva bahun pashun hasti hiranyam ashvan bhumer mahad ayatanam vranishva swayam cha jiva sharado yavadichhasi शतायुष पुत्र पौत्रान् वृणीष्व बहून् पशून् हस्ति Yamaraj tells Nachiketa, these are various options which you can ask. He is putting words in his mouth as though. He says you can ask for Shatayushaha, ask for a long life. Because Yamaraj he has some power to extend our life and all. He has got that portfolio in his hand. So Shatayushaha, you can ask for 100 years or long life. Long life alone, staying there, what will I do? He said you can ask for a large family also. Putra, Pautran Vrineshva, you can ask for children and grandchildren also, so that they can sit on your head, you can become a ghoda or something. And they can play, you can play with them. Little children, grandparents actually, many of them, they love these children. They will keep telling the stories of their grandchildren. Even to us, we have to listen to so many stories of grandchildren. वो ऐसा करता है, वैसा करता है, इतना अच्छा बोलता है. And when we go to someone's house, they make them do namaskar. They never do namaskar. I have not met yet a child who forcefully does namaskar. Namaskar karo, Swami ji ko namaskar karo. Before Swami ji comes, they train the grandchild कि कैसे नमस्कार करना है, ये वो है. But when we go, they just don't do namaskar. It becomes so embarrassing for them. So, grandchildren, they have their own good and bad points. So he says, I will give you many, many children and grandchildren. Putra pautran vrunishva, you can ask. How many you want? 1 dozen, 2 dozen, whatever you want. Good old days actually, 1 or 2 was too less. Even Dhritarashtra had 100. So how many you want? Many. And bahun, suppose children, grandchildren lot, and if I am poor, then it will become a hell only. He says you can ask for wealth. Bahun, pashun, and during those time, wealth is like those cattle and all. So you can ask for lots of these cattle, pashun, hasti, elephants, and hiranyam, gold, and ashwan, horses. All this you can have. But to parking space bhi honi chahiye. If I have all these horses and all, kahan rakhenge? पड़ोसी के घर के सामने रखना पड़ेगा parking. So where will I keep? He says, bhumi, hey, you can ask for great bhumi. Lot of land I can give you. Mahad ayatanam, large land. So you can ask for land, you can ask for long life, you can ask for children, grandchildren, wealth, and animals. This Shatayusha Putra Pautran, the one meaning is that ask for children and grandchildren who will live for 100 years. They live for 100 years, I die before them. He says, Swayam cha jivaha sharado yavadicchasi. You can live as long as you want to live. As long as you want to live. But what about all this karma phala and all? Don't worry. मैं सब देख लूँगा. शतायुष, स्वयं च जीवः शरदः यावदिच्छसि, जितनी आपकी मर्जी है, जितने साल जीना है, you can just live. Nobody will bother you. Even if you jump from Qutub Minar, you will not die. Even if you drink poison, you will come out safe. Even if you take whatever thing, whatever you do, you will not die. One lady, actually, she got this swapna, and in her dream, this I must have told before, but I like it, so I tell you again. So in her dream, Bhagwan came, and she asked Bhagwan, ki, please tell me how long I will live. Bhagwan said, you will live another 20 years, nothing will happen to you. Whatever you do, you will not die for 20 years. She said, Ariva, I got this life, I know. So when she woke up, she immediately went to the beauty parlor. She changed her looks and all. She made nice makeup, this, that, and all. And she came out and she said, I will now move around freely without any fear. I will eat whatever I want. I will go wherever I want and whatever, without any fear. So she was walking on the road without fear and all. And one truck came and hit her. And she died. And she reached Swarga. And Bhagwan was there. So she got very furious. She said, you told me 20 years and I have come immediately. Today, yesterday only I dreamed and today I am here. So Bhagwan looked at her and said, oh, is that you? I did not recognize you. Because with all the makeup and all, she was looking different only. So, you can remain young and you can remain healthy as long as you want to live. So don't ask for this boon. I will give you anything else. So in this way, Yamaraj is testing Nachiketa. More about this we will see tomorrow. Now we will sit silently and meditate for some time. Close your eyes. Bring your attention in the present moment. Become aware of here and now. Here and now. In the very depth of here, in the very depth of now, there is deep silence. Disturbance comes when we go into the past or future. So become aware of that silence, that peace within yourself. मुच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री